Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm trying a new mic and I will do my best here not to. I hope that you can hear me and that it works well. Nice to be with you today. I'm not sure what's going on in your world, but in my world, there's a lot going on. And it feels a little energetically clogged. So we're going to start our practice, whether you feel spacious energetically or as you could maybe use some space. We're going to start our practice with some cleansing breath work. So if you are not new to this practice and pranayama in particular, we're going to start with Nadi Shodhana. You could jump on your mat back there and begin anytime you'd like. I'm going to give a quick rundown for those of you that maybe are not that familiar with it. It's very simple. It's alternate nostril breathing, and it does wonders even after just a minute, 2 minutes, right? So once again, if you are ready, please find a comfortable seat on your mat and go ahead and begin. And for those that would like to begin with me, find a comfortable seat. I'll just put back on my mat here. All right, so any comfortable seat, legs crossed, legs outstretched. If you need to be laying down today and you're called down to the earth, then honor that and go for it. Go ahead. We're going to take our dominant hand, bring it up here. I'm going to make a hang loose sign and then bring that awkward fourth finger up. The thumb will close one nostril, right? Whatever side it's on, it doesn't matter. And the inhale will happen through the opposite nostril. A long, slow, deep inhale, belly breath comes full. We'll wrap this ring finger over to close off the opposite nostril when our lungs are full, and release the thumb. And the exhale goes out of the side that was closed. All right. You can also, if these fingers feel like they aren't doing anything, you can bring them right here to your third eye center for some activation for that chakra, as well as you alternate closing one and then the other. You can't do it wrong. All we're doing is alternating the nostrils that we're breathing in and out of, helping to regulate our nervous system and once again clear out some energetic space. Right. So if you are ready and you haven't already begun, let's close our eyes together here. I encourage you to keep your eyes closed for this entire breath work, which will only last about a minute and a half, I would say. You're going to sit up long and tall through the spine. Shoulders will come back and down. So take a moment to notice where your body is in space. If you're leaning forward, rounded and hunched forward, head falling forward, or if you can bring the heart to shine, the chest up, but lean the head, shoulders to align over the hips. So your sitting bones are firmly connected to the earth. Somehow you're sitting up, you're laying down, you're on your knees. It all works. We're going to bring that dominant hand up, sign, lift up that ring finger, and then with these second and third fingers, if you'd like, third eye center, your thumb closes off that nostril. Take a deep inhale through the opposite nostril. Close that opposite nostril. So both nostrils are closed. Your lungs are full for one more second. Lift the thumb and exhale out of that side. Begin your inhale through that side. Thumb is already lifted. Lungs are full. Close that nostril with your thumb. Hold that breath for another second and lift that fourth finger. Exhale out of the opposite side. Eyes remain closed, face soft. Once again, we'll be here for a minute now that we begin. All right, so I'm going to keep an eye on the time. You will simply just shift your breathing from nostril to nostril. Halfway there, you can't do this wrong. Just continue, eyes closed, dropping into the body through the breath. Last round of breath, and you'll let that hand fall down onto the earth or onto your lap. Eyes remain closed. Let the breath come in through both nostrils and leave through both nostrils. So just a natural breath here. Notice if it feels a little sweeter, maybe a little clearer, and we're going to work with that. All right, inhale, circle the arms out and all the way up. Lift your gaze towards your hands. Exhale, follow your hands with your gaze right down towards your heart. Pause for a moment in Anjali Mudra. Invite in a mantra, an affirmation, anything that you might be working with, or just take a moment in silence and see if you receive from Spirit something here, a gift for you. Now, even if a word or a mantra didn't come into your space, just kind of notice what drew your attention. Right? Was it your breath? Was it a particular place in your body? Was it your heart space? So whatever it is, we'll hold that here with us. Inhale, arms all the way out to the side. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist all the way to the right. Drop the right hand behind you, and then just sit up tall as you twist. Just nice and gently. Drop both sitting bones heavy to the earth. And one more breath here. Let's come back to center. And as we untwist, inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, twist to the left. Nice and easy. Shoulders dropped away from ears. Last inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. And arms come all the way up. Palms touch, fingers interlace, and palms flip to face the sky. And so from here, we'll kind of move side to side a little bit. And then at center, take a deep breath in and exhale, lean to the right. Doesn't have to be a big lean. Just like our twist, we're taking it easy. Notice that we're not holding the breath. Take one more deep inhale and an exhale. All the way up on an inhale. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, re-lengthen those arms, and exhale, lean to the left. And inviting breath into the side body, and not trying to push or force anything to happen. One more deep round of breath. Inhale up, and exhale, release hands behind you. We're going to plant the hands all the way behind us. Lean back, straighten those arms, and lift the chest and heart towards the sky. Now, if this feels amazing, this is where you stay and focus on pulling shoulders behind you. Imagine those scapulas touching, those big shoulder blades. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Chin can be towards chest for a stretch in the back of the neck, or if you feel like you're already looking down at your phone a lot throughout the day, maybe just slightly stretch the chin up for the neck, or some of us might feel comfortable dropping that head back. If you already feel like you would like more opportunity to stretch the front body, press into those hands, roll onto those knees, and we're here for 3 deep rounds of breath, no matter what option you chose. One more, slower and deeper. And if your hips were up, we will return to a seat. Nice. Arms come up, legs uncross. Good. So I'm going to spin to the side on my mat with you here. We're going to find that balance point here and lift arms in front of us, palms to face the sky, big toes just to touch the mat. All right, so we'll take a deep inhale here, lift the legs, exhale, tap. Good. Inhale to lift, exhale to tap. This is too much. Hands can come behind knees and we just hold on here. And if we feel like we're rounding a whole lot, pull those legs in, use some upper body strength to lift the heart towards the thighs. Okay, a couple more. Last one. And let's hold our boat pose. Arms come out. Okay, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep inhale at center. Exhale, twist to the right. To center, twist to the left. All right, only 5 of these. That means 4 more. Knees squeeze. Heart stays lifted. We just have 3 more. You got it. Waking up the physical body. Shifting into that intentional breath. Great job. Last one, each side. And lower the feet and the hands behind you. We're going to lift hips, reverse tabletop. Stretch that out. Take a few deep breaths here. Invite those hips to lift a little higher. Stretch through those shoulders. Last one. Down to a seat. We cross our legs and roll right over those knees. All right, so let's come into our tabletop, hands and knees here. Rolling into our cat-cows as you feel ready to do so. One more here. We'll come to this nice neutral tabletop. So knees together to touch in the center of your mat. We'll take this right knee out to the right and lift it up as high as it would like to go. Gaze stays down and just notice if a lot of weight leans to the left. Bring a little bit more over to the right. Good, so we'll inhale, lift a little higher, and exhale, bring it down. Up and down. Up and down. Twice more. Last one, you can do it. Up and down. Lift that right leg up. Straighten it out and lower the foot down to the mat. So for you, if you didn't turn like me, which is fine, your foot is off of your mat. There's no problem there. We're going to come off of our hands and we're going to come up. We're going to see that our knee is right here below our shoulder. And if it isn't, we'll just adjust how far away that outstretched leg is. So we'll take a deep breath in. Left arm comes up. And let's lean over that leg. Each exhale, a little bit more room to open. One more round. Let's come up to center. Exhale this left hand all the way down to the mat, nice and slow. Make sure it comes down underneath the shoulder. Take a look that the joints are stacked. Lift right arm, stay here, or float the right leg. This might feel really good for you. If you like those leg lifts, you can certainly do them here. Or you could bend that knee, reach for those toes, stretch the shoulder and the quad, front of the hip. Wherever you are, we've got 3 rounds of breath. Last round, we'll release and come back up off that left hand. Deep inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Ground those hands. Really grip the mat here. We're going to float that right foot up off the mat and then send it all the way back behind us. So right leg is back. I'm going to stretch it long behind us. And then inhale the left arm forward. Gaze is down, neck is long. Taking a deep breath here. This is a beautiful place to stay. Or bend that right knee, reach back to capture the toes and kick up towards the sky. Last round of breath. Yeah, let's release. Right leg goes all the way back. We're going to bend that right knee and bring it behind the left knee. Open up those ankles and feet and have a seat. Cow face pose here for a moment, just as a baseline here. If this is really uncomfortable and you want to lean a lot to the side or not even come back, then just kind of notice where you feel the most sensation. To take this a little bit more gently on the body, you can plant this left foot and hold the knee towards the heart. So we've got 3 more rounds of breath, just 3. All right, walk those hands forward the same way we came in and come back to that tabletop. A few more cat-cows. And then we will meet to do the other side. So as you're ready, knees to touch in the center of the mat. Hands grounded down. We'll lift that left knee out to the left and bring some weight back into that left hand. Okay. So we're going to drop that knee and lift it up 5 times. Last time. Hold it up, straighten that leg, and slowly lower the foot to the earth as we come off of those hands. Right knee under right hip, and if not, just walk that left foot out. Good. Now we're going to stretch right down this outstretched leg. So when you're ready, inhale, right arm up, and exhale, lean. Try not to press on the outside of that knee anywhere. Knees don't appreciate that. Last round of breath. Let's come up, deep breath in, and exhale, right hand to the mat. Left arm towards the sky. Well, this is a beautiful place to stay. It's a modified side plank, hips opening towards the front. If you would like to lift that leg, you certainly can. An opportunity here for those leg lifts. If bending that knee and reaching for the foot would feel good for your shoulder, your chest. I like to bring my gaze down when I capture my foot. The kick is behind you as you kick foot into hand. We've got 3 rounds of breath. Okay, let's release wherever we were, and we will come right back up. Deep breath in, arms up. Exhale through heart center, arms down. Good. Let's lift this leg and send it back behind us. Circle out that ankle. And then ground that left hand. Inhale, right arm forward. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching in opposite directions, staying here, or bending the knee, sweeping arm back and kicking foot into hand. Wherever we are, we'll release to bring the right hand down. Left leg stays outstretched behind us. Take an inhale. Exhale. Bring that knee behind that right knee. And here's our second opportunity, opposite side, cow face pose. Once again, if having a seat is not working for you, no big deal. Plant that foot. And then just notice what's talking the most here. And send some extra breath, some extra love to that part of the body. Typically a very intense posture. Let's walk forward on the hands. Uncross those knees, come back to your tabletop. A few rounds of cow-cat and then back to a child's pose in the back of the mat when you're ready. So child's pose, Balasana, beautiful posture to take anytime really. You don't need a yoga mat. You certainly don't need a yoga studio. I have shared previously that in the middle of the night, putting my daughter back to sleep, I'll be on the floor in her room, just in child's pose, waiting for her to be all the way asleep to tiptoe out. Even throughout the day, in the middle of a busy day, it's nice to take a moment to ground, to close the eyes, to activate the third eye center, that intuition, that internal guidance. So take a few more rounds of breath in your child's pose. Outstretch your arms, walk the fingertips away. Get a nice stretch through your side bodies. We're going to transition our child's pose into a downward facing dog. So as you're ready, any transition that you'd like, the hips will lift up and then shift back. Add a slight bend in your knees. So notice if you come into your Adho Mukha Svanasana with legs straight. And if so, no big deal, just something to notice. Walk it out side to side. And after you've walked out a few, keep a nice gentle bend in the knee. Notice how it shifts your heart back closer for your thighs. And then you have an opportunity to wrap and round your triceps out and down. Let the head hang heavy, shake it out, side to side, up and down. Grip the mat firmly through the heel of the hand, the palm, the joints, all the way out to the fingertips. And maybe this is the first time you've been upside down today, so just close the eyes and breathe. The deeper and slower we breathe when we're in an inversion, the more oxygenated the blood is that comes to our brain. So just acknowledge and notice that you're doing something so meaningful right in this moment by coming into that conscious breath. All right, last round of breath. Inhale forward, head plank. Exhale, knees down. Pause for a moment with knees down. Lift those toes and just shift the weight forward. Engage the core here. Take a deep breath in and bend those elbows halfway down and press back up. Good. So we're going to do this 5 times. Halfway down and press back up. And then as you are finished, we'll come all the way down onto that belly and come into a baby cobra. So we'll keep hands on the mat. And at this point, we'll keep legs and the tops of the feet connected as well. You can bring the forehead to the mat if you would like. But instead of having wings out to the side, let's just tuck those elbows, forearms into the side of the body. And forehead is down. We'll inhale, lift the head. You can hover the hands if you would like. Engage the quads by pressing the tops of the feet down. You can tap on the mat a few times to engage those quads. And so the nose points all the way down to the earth. Eyes are closed. Flatten out any wrinkles in the back of the neck. Good. Last 2 rounds of breath. Slowly, deeply breathing into the belly, even though the belly's connected to the earth. And with an exhale, hands come down, forehead rests. Let the body soften. And we're going to bring the arms perpendicular to create a pillow for our forehead and bring it directly down. Let the shoulders drop, slide the legs together, and just take a few deep grounding breaths connected to the earth here. Keeping the head down, I'll do my best to articulate where we're going. It really is very simple. Working to keep upper body relaxed. We will lift just the right leg up and off the mat. Point those toes, press the hip down, but elongate and lift the leg. Now, if you'd like little pulses at the top, you certainly can. We have 3 more rounds of breath that we're here. And then the right leg will come back down to the earth and we'll rest for a round of breath. Left leg will extend and lift. And as we point those toes, elongate the leg. Maybe take those little pulses at the top. Last 2 rounds of breath. And that left leg comes down. And let's lift the head off the arms. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. And we're going to try that baby cobra one more time. And so lift the hands, point the nose down directly to the earth. And lift up nice and high. Good. So we've started to wake up those lower back muscles with that single leg raise there. Squeeze elbows to the sides of the body. Take another deep breath. Lift high. Exhale, hands and forehead down. Press up to a tabletop. Take a deep inhale and exhale back to a child's pose. Stretch it out. Walk the fingertips away from the body here and then over to the right. Right side body stretch. Left side body stretch. As we walk to the right, that makes more sense. Let's come back to center. Pause for a round of breath at center. Walking hands to the left for the right side body. Let's come back and lift right back through that tabletop. You can either roll over the toes or tuck them under. Downward facing dog, hips back and all the way up. Again, a slight bend to those knees, and we'll inhale forward to a high plank. Good. So let's pause here for a moment. We're going to activate our high plank. So pull navel towards spine. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, tap that right knee to the mat and lift it up. Tap left knee and up. Good. So we're just going to walk our high plank side to side. Think of cat through the upper back. So the difference would be, in looking at me, I would be sunk down, belly down. Okay? But now, cat through the upper back. Good. And high plank, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees down. Bend the elbows, squeeze the ribs, lower the body. Inhale, baby cobra. Hands lift, legs lift. Nose points down, 3 rounds of breath. Exhale, hands, feet, and forehead down. Press up on an inhale. Exhale, down dog. Walk it side to side, and then walk those feet forward to the hands. Top of the mat, feet go wide to the edges of the mat. Let's take a ragdoll pose.
We'll release hands to fall to the mat as we heel toe the feet, either under the hips or big toes to touch. Inhaling halfway up, take a deep breath here, and exhale to fold. Inhale, roll all the way up, strong through the foundation as we come to realign the head on top of the spine. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, cactus, and squeeze arms all the way down. Fingers interlaced behind our back. Pull, lift the heart. And a deep inhale. Exhale, slowly come upright and fold. If the bind is too much, you simply release it. Or you can let the palms, heels of the hands separate. Last round of breath. Releasing the hands to fall down to the mat. And from here, we'll shift our weight forward to those toes. Lift the heels, slowly bend those knees, and come down into a squat. Good. So if you'd like to lift the hands up off the mat, you can do so either lifting to heart center, to your legs, to your hips, whatever you'd like here. All right, so we're gonna begin right here just by holding our squat, creating a pretty deep compression in our knees, which pushes out that synovial fluid and actually acts almost like a tourniquet, if you will, stopping the blood flow and the synovial fluid from kind of being stagnant in there. And then when we open it up, we'll feel a rush back in. So bring those hands to the mat on the sides of the body. Bring that right leg forward, flex that foot. All right, and if you want to play around bringing one hand up, or maybe two, it's challenging. I tend to fall over. And bring that right foot back in. Okay, wiggle those feet together and we'll fold in between sides. Breathe into those hamstrings. Maybe shake the hips, shake the head. And then shift the weight to those toes, bend the knees, come back down. Take another moment in your squat to get settled, realigning the head back up, coming out of a fold, right, an inversion. And then hands come to the earth. Left leg extends out. And then maybe play around, finding your drishti, lifting one hand, maybe lifting two. Right? Woo! I always fall and come back in, and it's something that I play around with, so just be playful. Bring that left foot back in, take another fold. Walk your forward fold as you bend one knee deeply, straighten the opposite leg. Good, so we should be at the top of our mat here. We're gonna walk those feet all the way back, downward facing dog. We'll lift just that right leg. So in down dog splits, we will flex our foot, floating foot. Our grounded foot, our heel is reaching towards the earth. So soft bend to the knee. Head is heavy, eyes are closed, breath is deep. Let's take one more inhale here and point those floating toes. Exhale, come forward, bring your right knee to your right tricep and pause. Take an inhale, lift it higher, and exhale, right knee to the left arm. Over to the right, over to the left. Windshield wiper, 2 more times. Good. Over to the right, plant that foot nice and wide. So outside of the right hand to the edge of the mat, move those hips forward and back a few times and then ground that back knee. Once again, forward and back. Breathe into the front of that left hip. And then with left hand underneath left shoulder, right hand will come to that right knee and we'll twist. Taking a look over the right shoulder. Untwisting, grounding both hands down here. Let's lift up. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, let's cactus. All the way down, interlacing behind our back. So if we feel this big sway here, let's lift up and out of that just a bit. Round the pelvis under here. So you're pressing forward with that quad, even as you have the bind of these hands behind you. Take a deep breath in and exhale, bow forward, knuckles go back, gaze comes down. One more round of breath, you got it. And lift back up. Release, arms to come up. And exhale, hands down. Tucking those back toes, come off that knee. And your right foot goes back all the way up, down dog splits. Bend that knee. Let the foot hang heavy over to the left. Stay here or flip that dog into wild thing. Just a couple rounds of deep breath. And then we'll come over high plank on an inhale, low plank on an exhale. Inhale, mid cobra, and exhale, roll down. Tuck the toes, press up, press back, downward facing dog. Big toes to touch, center of the mat, left leg lifts, foot is flexed, head is heavy. Last round of breath, and then we move. Point those toes, inhale. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Good, pause here. Lift it a little higher and switch to the right. To the left. Right and left. Right and left. Right and left. All right. Bring that foot forward. Rock forward and back a few times. This time for the front of that right hip. And as you're ready, ground that back knee. Untuck those toes. And as our hips sink, our twist will be over to the left. Let's untwist. Come back to center. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Good. Opposite finger is interlaced, so opposite finger on top. Taking that huge sway out of the back. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Two more rounds of breath. Let's come up. Release the bind, arms up, and exhale, hands down. Tuck those right toes, lift the knees, send that left leg back and all the way up. Bend the knee, open that hip, drop that foot over, or take your wild thing. Last round of breath, we transition over to our high plank. Take an inhale to shift forward, and then exhale all the way down. Inhale, mid or high cobra, and exhale to release. Let's press up to a tabletop, back to a wide knee child's pose. Open those knees, big toes to touch, heart and belly to come down to the earth, and rest. Slowing the breath. And last round of breath here.
And we're going to transition, lifting up to the hands, keeping the knees wide, tucking those toes under. So toes tuck under and the ball of each foot kind of comes together to meet. And once we have that grounding, that foundation, we can walk the hands back here to come up into our squat. Okay, just a different variation. So just embrace all of the shakes and quivers and wiggles, right? It's just your body fine tuning and firing those little stabilizer muscles, right? So your body's working with what you got today. You fall out, you come back in, okay? Just like when we did that one leg squat. All right, 2 more rounds of breath. You got this. With an exhale, hands will come to the mat and we'll straighten the legs. Good. So once again, top of the mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway, and then exhale, fold deeply. Rise all the way up with a deep breath in. With an exhale, cactus those arms, add a back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. All right. I'm going to move to the middle of my mat here. But you are beautiful just as you are. Hands come to hips. We'll shift the weight over to that left foot. And as we do, we'll lift just that right foot off the mat. Good. So pausing here, imagining this is kind of layer 1. And we'll have the opportunity to build layer by layer. So stay here. This feels amazing. Or you could reach down, peace sign fingers around the big toe, and work to straighten out that leg. Good. So next option will be right knee comes out to the right. Knee can stay bent. That's beautiful. Or if we have those toes, we can bring that leg out, fall out, and you come back in, right? So either knee out or leg out to the right. 2 more rounds of breath. It's a beautiful practice. Practice in progress. Come back to center. Good. So we'll release and we'll bring that ankle to the top of that left knee. And from hips, we'll bring hands to heart center and come into a standing figure 4. Two more rounds of breath. Really press that right knee out and down. And we will rise back up. Good. Hands at heart center or to hips. We'll stay on that left foot here. Last one. Grab the inside of that right ankle or foot. Ground down through that left. Send the hips forward. Knees together at center. Left arm up. Deep breath in. And exhale. Dancers. Not holding the breath. Good. One more. And coming out. Releasing the foot. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, cactus wide. Inhale, reach up. Hands through heart center and to our hips. Ground down that right foot firmly. Let that left foot float up and off the mat. Beautiful place to stay here. Sometimes we don't have the balance or that hamstring flexibility to be able to lengthen that leg. And with each side being so different from the other, one side may be vastly different for you than the other. So either knee bent forward or leg extended forward, and then we'll open out to the left. And now we'll come back to center. Release. If you have that toe, ankle to the top of the knee, bend down, have a seat here in your standing figure 4. Pressing left knee out and away. Today my balance is a challenge. Wow! Gotta laugh about it, or else it's not as much fun to practice. All right, let's come out. Last thing, inside of the foot or ankle, knees come together. And ground down through that right foot. I'm already wiggly. Right arm up. Deep breath in. All right, dancers, when you're ready, taking your time. Opening the shoulder and the hip. We still have 3 more rounds of breath. All right, let's release. Come down, inhale up, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down, step it back. High plank, big toes to touch. Let's roll to the left, Vashisthasana. Side plank as the right arm lifts. Take a deep breath in. Lift that right leg. Bend the knee, step behind you. Wild thing. Come up. Vashisthasana. And from here, bend that knee. Bring that foot forward, just as we were last time, only the back knee is lifted instead of grounded. Okay. Left hand on the ground, right hand on the knee. Stay here, or next layer, roll to the outside edge of that back foot. Drop the hips and stretch. And up and over. Let's lift up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. And exhale, warrior 2. Only for a moment. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, cartwheel down. Step the right foot back. High plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, down dog. All right, to the other side we go. From downward facing dog, we'll come forward to our high plank. Rolling to the right to Vashisthasana. Left side, left arm lifts. You can do it. Good. Lift that leg. Bend the knee, step behind. Wild thing. Lift up. Come back over through Vashisthasana. Leg lifts and comes forward. And sink. Sink those hips. Ground the right hand, left hand on the left knee. Roll to the outside edge of that foot. Drop the hips. Beautiful. Up and over. Step to the top of the mat. Feet wide, toes out, heels in. Our third variation of a squat today, Malasana, sink down. And last round of breath. We'll ground the hands. Fold, bring those feet together. Once again, at the top of the mat here. And then we'll have a seat. And so seated, just as we were in the beginning of our practice here. So we will lift those legs, bring the hands behind the knees for a moment, and then play around here, feeling our hamstrings, maybe lifting up higher, bending the knees, pulling navel towards spine. Very nice. 2 more rounds of breath. Stretch into those hamstrings and release. Feet down. We'll roll halfway down onto our backs and pause here. Hands come to heart center and let's twist. So much like we did at the beginning of practice, just twisting here for our obliques. You can float the legs if you want to add a challenge. We've got 5 more. And after that 5th one, feet down, roll the body down. Come into a bridge pose, lifting hips, walking those shoulder blades underneath the body. Closing the eyes, receiving this full front body stretch. Nice opening. Press those arms firmly into the mat. And let's release as we come down with the back and the hips. Legs come up the imaginary wall. Point and flex the feet. Now from here, pointing or flexing, choosing one or the other, we'll draw circles on the ceiling. All in one direction, either big circles or smaller circles. Chin tucked into the chest. We'll reverse our circle. And come to center. Good. So point those toes. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, lift head, shoulders, and arms up. So fingers and toes reaching in the same direction as if you could touch the sky. Good. Let's take another inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, back up. 3 more. Last one. Head down, upper body down. Good. We'll take this right leg and cross it over the left once or twice. You choose. And from there, we'll bend those knees. Take a deep inhale. Arms are out to cactus. We will twist the knees over to the left. If the wrap is too much, just simply unwrap the legs. Closing the eyes, softening the jaw. Letting the shoulders release and allowing the body to twist to any degree that it is willing today. We'll untwist the head to center and then the knees, legs float, uncross those legs. And drop the feet, bring the arms by the sides and then overhead. Inhale, lift the hips and the arms up. Two more rounds of breath. And slowly we come down, bend those elbows, cactus the arms, legs go up, left over right. 1 cross or 2. Bend those knees, take a deep inhale at center. Exhale as we slowly let the knees find the right side. Shoulders soft. Muscles of the eyes, jaws, cheeks, soft. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth, resting the lower jaw. Untwist the head to center and then the knees. Uncross those legs, extend them up 1 final time. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, reach up for those legs. And so we can stay here or drop the arms to the mat by your sides. Okay, so arms can either be extended or drop. We'll lift the heart a little higher and then lift that tailbone up and off the mat. Get 2 more rounds of breath. Our release will be happy baby. So as you're ready, bend those knees, bring them wide to the edges of the body, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and then maybe rock side to side. If you'd like a variation, straightening one leg as you lean and roll, and then the other, or maybe just straightening both legs, or keeping both knees bent so deeply, hands are on knees. So many variations for happy baby. Invite the tailbone down towards the earth, so arch that lower spine. Give a nice stretch all the way up and down the back. And as we release the feet, we'll bring the knees into the chest. Lift head, shoulders up and off the mat. Give a nice big squeeze. Bring the nose maybe in between the knees. Maybe reach for the edges of the feet. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Just wrap yourself into a nice tight little ball. So compression here for the front of the body. See if you can lift up a little bit more of the body off of the mat. 2 more rounds of breath. Our release is Shavasana. So as you're ready to come down to the mat, let your legs, head, and arms fall. And come all the way down, resting Shavasana. Drawing a deep breath into the body, through the nose, lungs full, belly rises, exhale out of the mouth. Keep going, squeeze the air out. 2 more cleansing breaths, just like this. Inhaling through the nose deeply, exhaling out of the mouth completely. With this last breath, we start to wiggle fingers and toes as we reawaken and re-energize, re-embody this physical body. Let the head roll right to left, on the earth. Move the hands and feet for the wrists and ankles. And then let's take a full body stretch. Arms overhead, legs outstretched. Reach in opposite directions. Give traction to yourself. Stay for a complete round of breath. Feel the inhale and the exhale, what it feels like when your body is in this shape. And then bring those knees into the chest for a hug. Really squeeze them in. My daughter has reminded me how nice it is to wake up to a hug each time. You know, whether it's in the morning or from a nap, whatever it is. She really appreciates an embrace, a squeeze, and it's so nice here. We can love ourselves. Really hug your body in. Feel that love, receive it, and then roll onto the right side of the body. And as you come to rest here in fetal pose, just take a moment, eyes remaining closed. And let's come up and find a seat as you feel ready to do so. Coming up to a seat where we began with our Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Just taking a moment to receive the breath in deeply and to let the breath go out completely. And then inhale the arms out and all the way up. Exhale down your center line, eyes closed, hands come to rest in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart space, your Anahata chakra. Now take a moment with the physical eyes closed and with the mind's eye here. Just imagine your breath is coming to and from your heart. And at this energy center, this chakra is a gorgeous color green, all the shades of green you can imagine. And this energizing green is this pulsating light out in all directions from your chest. And first you feel and see the light grow larger than your body and moving out from your hands, your shoulders, your knees. And then you imagine the light growing so bright, it fills the room with this beautiful green hue. And as you breathe even deeper, your breath into this heart space, that light grows and shines far beyond the space or the container that you're in. This is how we send distance love out into the world. Breathe into that space. Energize that chakra with your breath, with your intention. And imagine your love coming out to the world. And take a moment, a beautiful acknowledgement of yourself for giving yourself this gift today, this gift of beautiful self-love. Take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate yourself for creating this, making the time, sticking all the way through your practice to Shavasana. Really acknowledge and honor yourself. Feel what that feels like to be in reverence for yourself. And then we'll share that with one another. As we connect energetically, we honor each other as the beautiful soul beings that we are. Having so much gratitude for sharing your practice with me, allowing me to be alongside you energetically and to lead you on this path. We bow forward in acknowledgement of each other. Namaste. Right. Well, thank you again for finding me today. I appreciate any and all donations. All information is everywhere on social media for Spiritual Physique Yoga. Find me on YouTube, Jess Marachi, Mirarchi. Also, Spiritual Physique Yoga is the channel for lots of recorded classes, more added all the time. So I really appreciate you being here in this very busy holiday season. You know, it's a week of Christmas, and then next week of New Year's. It's just right on top of us. So big blessings to everybody. It's kind of a crazy time in our world right now. So a little extra love and patience for yourself, and then share that with those around you. Be well. Blessings. I hope to see you again. And until then, take care.